All across my social media, I've been seeing people make their own ice cream. But this ice cream looks different. It's lower calorie. It's great tasting. It looks great. And the moment that I saw some Oreos get grinded into a low-calorie dessert, I had to do something about it. I found out about the world's leading Ninja Creami ice cream creator who has trialed and tested over 1,000 different combinations. So I reached out and I asked him if he would share his industry secrets with my channel, and he agreed. So I jumped on the next flight to Austin, Texas, and buckle up, he does not hold back. This is actually so nice. The problem is people trying to lose weight do great in the day, but they fall down at dinner having dessert. They have their healthy meal, their vegetables, their lean proteins, then they find themselves with a sweet tooth. So I've tracked down not Austin's biggest creamy maker, not America's, but the world's #1 creamer, dessert specialist, fat loss expert, cook extraordinaire, Nick, aka Exercise Cheat Meals. Is that how you introduce yourself?
Pretty much. Exercise for cheat meals always.
Tell me why this is going to change people's life, because I have no idea how this works, what it does. You said you had to get the ingredients ready for 24 hours.
Yes. So that's the hardest part of the whole thing, is waiting. The hardest part is waiting 24 hours. But if you have them in the fridge, like once you have 3, 4, 5, unless you're a savage and eat 5 a day, you eat 1 or 2 a day, and you're able to not have to wait 24 hours ever again. And so once you have like a group of 4 or 5 flavors you want, you could be like, oh, do I want mint chocolate chip today? Or do I want cookie dough? You know what I'm saying? So the 24-hour wait is really only once.
So what does this device do?
This device turns a brick of ice, like an ice cube essentially, into powder, but then into ice cream. So it like transforms it as it keeps spinning from cube to powder to creamy ice cream.
What do you have to mix with it?
Literally, a lot of people use almond milk or even like protein shakes, but that doesn't taste good. It's one of those Instagram recipes that, oh, it looks so good on Instagram, and then you try it and you're underwhelmed.
So is it possible, because those ones are frozen already, can you put together one that you would have tomorrow, and then we take one that you prepared earlier and do it now? Does that work?
So what we're doing is I wanted to show you how we actually make it before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Put it in the freezer,
yeah.
But then I already have the one ready to spin right now.
Yeah,
so
the full story.
Yeah, I have it
so
ready
the person watching is going to be at home going, wow, so if I get one of these, I could potentially have lower calorie, better flavor, more protein.
Yeah, especially better flavor. I can't say it's better than a 900 calorie or 1,000 calorie pint, but we're talking 80 to 90%.
80, 90% of the experience for like 50, 40% of the calories?
Anywhere between like 20% of the calories up to about 50. I have different levels. So I have ones where I'm an extreme, I need 200 calorie ice cream, or I have some wiggle room. I can have a 400 or 500 calorie pint. But it has like 60 grams, like it scales with the protein too.
So you can create a type of ice cream using this machine, depending on whether you're maintenance phase, you're cutting, whatever.
Exactly. All
right, let's get into it. So what one are we going to make?
So I wanted to go from like a beginner level to, it's not even advanced, but like very beginner level to one that's a little more hard. Like you have to make a low calorie mix-in that takes like 5 minutes.
Let's do it. Teach me.
Okay.
Because I don't even know what this machine does. I know what you've said it does, but like, is that where it comes out? Where does it go in? What do you mix?
Okay. So for the actual making of the ice cream, like putting it together, I don't need this at all. I like to use, a lot of people use this frother, and I used to use this too, but as I kept making them, it makes it too foamy and it doesn't mix the ingredients fully together. So one thing that I think is very beneficial and is worth the $40 investment is one of these KitchenAid immersion blenders.
See, we were on a call a few weeks ago and you were mentioning things in the kitchen that I don't even know. So I would say 99% of all viewers are going to be more competent than I am in the kitchen. I'd say that scales, that's just the plastic tub, and this is an immersion.
Yeah, an immersion blender. So this is great for everything. I make low calorie sauces with this thing.
Isn't that where people like touch it all the time and mess themselves up? That's a dangerous bit of kit.
Yeah, but if you're in here, all you're doing is going up and down. Like you have to be pretty
I know that movement.
retarded to fuck it up.
And don't worry, guys, we'll put a link in the description to the recipe book. It's on pre-order.
When are you going to put this up?
Well, we can do it whenever you want.
Yeah, it will be on pre-order by the time you put it up for sure.
Today?
It won't be up till next week, I think.
Okay, we'll wait till next week. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll just say it's available for pre-order.
For sure.
So if they spark their interest. So today they're going to learn how it happens. Then next week you can give them the tools. I don't take a percentage. I'm just passionate about this.
The first one we're going to make is the crunchy cinnamon squares, which just for trademark purposes is actually Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And very simple. This one only has 160 calories in it, 10 grams of protein. But like There's sometimes when I'm trying to get it so low calorie, I don't care as much about the protein. If it has 100 calories, 200 calories, like and 8 protein, it doesn't bother me.
Is the protein difficult because of the consistency of mixing in whey protein? Is that where you come into an issue?
No, this one is almond milk.
Okay.
So almond milk doesn't have shit but fat.
Okay.
So I always use the high protein milk. It's more expensive, but to me, it's worth every penny. But for some people, if they don't have the money, they could just use the regular one, and it's still like 6 protein. But the whole point, 160 calories, even in any of the Enlightened or
they're about 240
Halo
calories.
Top, at least 240, if not more. And this one actually has real Cinnamon Toast Crunch in it, you know, real milk. So it's like, I don't know, and you get to control everything as far as flavor.
You're not worrying about shelf life and moving it. Like the big manufacturers obviously have to worry about shelf life, stock, holding stock, moving it. And because you're going to have this a couple of days later, you can use fresher ingredients.
Yeah, and I think of it as this is like $1 something. And if you use a regular milk, it cuts the cost almost in half. So it's like you can get $1 ice cream, whereas the one at the store is $5 and it doesn't taste as good. You don't have the mix-ins. I don't know. I haven't had Halo Top in a couple of years. Everyone in my DMs is like, oh, you got to try the new version. Oh, you got to try the new version. Every time I do, I'm underwhelmed.
Yeah.
So for me, this has just been an absolute game changer for me.
I used to love low-calorie ice cream. Went through a phase because it is just like a glorified protein shake, but it, from the satiating standpoint, you take longer. Even that emotional connection, grabbing the tub out the fridge, going sitting by the sofa, putting TV on, because you have to take your time and work through it. Your brain almost has a better experience.
Yeah, 100%. And for me, I'm very hard. I've always grew up. My dad would always let me have a dessert. So I grew up dinner, dessert, and that was always my struggle. So that's how I got up to 260 pounds. Yeah, it's bad.
Probably know more about weight loss than I do.
So
I'm the type of guy that puts the dishes in the dishwasher, and in the same movement, I turn to the fridge and get a bit of chocolate. I think I just developed an exercise habit to put up with my eating. This guy eats all the time. But you're young. Slept 13 hours the other night. No melatonin, nothing. Changed time zones, 15 hours. He just sleeps 13 hours.
So for this one, it's like I was trying to get around 150 calories. So on like the thumbnail, I could say 150 calorie ice cream. So I was trying to figure out what was the best ratio I could use. Do I use fat-free milk? Do I use 2%? Do I combine the two? So what I do here is I use a certain amount of almond milk, which is only 30 calories per 240 grams. And then I use some regular milk because regular milk has less water. So less water in ice cream is going to make it crystally. It's going to make it taste less like smooth ice cream. So what you want to do is at least try and incorporate real milk, because literally ice cream is cream and milk.
Okay.
So I try to use as real stuff as possible to ice cream. Like a lot of people try to use all substitute stuff, whereas I try to use as much of the real stuff as I can while keeping calories and protein in the right spot. So that's it for that one. I just have to add some vanilla extract.
How much are you stressing out about this new cookbook?
Massively. It's happened with my last cookbook too, but last time I already made a promise date and I kept having to push back the date. So I would message them and I would be like, hey, if you want your money back, just let me know. I'll refund your money. Only, I think 2 people out of like, I don't know, hundreds asked for their money back. So people were very understanding as long as I kept them updated. But I had to push it back almost a month from my original.
I couldn't believe how much you actually test all of these.
Yeah, that's like the good thing and the bad thing about me, because I could be one of those content creators that does make 4 or 5 recipes a week, but I think I stand out because I test mine so much and mine are above, in my opinion, the quality is above most content creators as far as low calorie food recipes. So another thing to keep ice cream smooth is using a xanthan gum.
I've seen a lot of people talk about this, like, but they talk about it like it's just a normal thing. But to you guys, this is just part of making the Ninja Creamies. But I see people mixing it with everything.
So the reason xanthan gum helps is the xanthan gum holds on to water molecules and keeps them in place. So because it holds on to the water molecules, you don't have some water sitting here, some water sitting there, and everything mixes together a lot smoother. So, and it helps thicken it as well.
Is it like natural or is it pretty processed or like?
I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure this comes from a plant.
Yeah, cool, fine.
Yeah. So
just for some of those people out there, they hear a word they can't pronounce, they suddenly.
I just don't want them to, all of a sudden I find out it's like canola oil or it's like this black sludge or whatever. I'm like, I have no idea the actual processing of it.
It's a polysaccharide made from fermentation.
Okay.
So yeah, it's considered natural by food standards. Common in gluten-free baking. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, because there's another one, guar gum, and I think guar gum does come from an actual plant. But there's people that mix these two, like they'll do a 0.5 gram of xanthan gum, a 0.5 gram of guar gum.
And what's this?
Erythritol. So I always say use a sweetener of your choice. I don't care what your sweetener of choice is, but for me, I've tested allulose, I've tested erythritol, I've tested all of the different sweeteners. Stevia, I get the least aftertaste, and it's the easiest on the stomach in the research with erythritol.
Cool.
I always say erythritol too. It's supposed to be erythritol, but people get so triggered when I say erythritol. But yeah, so there's a pretty hefty amount in this. A lot of people could handle 100 grams in one bolus, consuming 100 grams at once without having like stomach issues. The reason whey protein is good is because it has the sucralose, which makes it sweeter, easier, where I only have to add like 15 or 20 grams versus in this one, I got to put more.
Cool. This is a proper art form. This is what I knew we were coming into today. The art form, the sensei, the master, the expert.
Okay, so got that. Cinnamon. Typically, when I'm not recording, I have everything out and ready to go. But for Cinnamon Toast Crunch, obviously, we want some cinnamon in there.
And for some people that don't know, because some people might be new to this, you add up everything on the scale or you just hit reset. So if you need 5 grams, hit reset, goes to 0. Some people out there might not have gone through that macro stage in their life.
But for my recipes, it's important to have a point scale because sometimes I use a half a gram.
Cool.
So you want to have where it measures 0.5, you know what I'm saying? But
you needed one of them scales back in the day.
Yeah, even the big YouTube chefs or prior chefs that are on YouTube are saying they use a scale because it's way more accurate and it doesn't mess up the meal that anyone's making when they try to recreate it.
Salt.
Yeah, so salt, just like in brownies and cookies, it brings out the flavor in whatever you're cooking. So
how much roughly?
I put 1 gram in here. I've changed it over time to more like 0.7, but to me, you don't really taste the salt, and it again brings out the cinnamon and the vanilla flavors. So I always tell people they can change it to their liking. So if you only want a half gram, your doctor told you to lighten up on the salt or whatever, you're salt sensitive, obviously change this according to you. But for the most flavor, I'm going to add the salt, in the right quantities. That's probably the number one thing people bitch at me about, especially like on meat and stuff. I add 1% or 1.5%. And people tell me, oh, you're adding too much salt. It's like, no, that's like the standard to add it to meat to bring the flavor out of the meat. People are like, oh, you're using too much salt. I'm like, I'm just doing what restaurants do. I'm trying to make restaurant quality food. If you don't want to use as much salt, don't use it.
Yeah, and then people that complain about salt, if they just lost 10 kilograms, salt wouldn't be an issue.
Right. I mean, and people that aren't salt sensitive, you recycle it through the kidneys and you pee it out. So it's not a big deal. Or you get more thirsty and you pee it out,
Only if they knew how much salt was in them LMNT cans I spot in the bedroom.
Yeah.
They're actually not too bad. I tried them. I always have them.
Those are 1 gram each too. So for me, I'm sweating so much in Texas that it doesn't affect me on top of, your body's already trying to stay in homeostasis anyway.
It's hot here, man. Every time I've been here, it's been October, November, December. So I've only been here when it's cold.
It's cold for like a week, 2 weeks, but like it's moderate, like 70 to 80.
Don't do Fahrenheit with us. We don't understand it.
I don't understand the division. I know 1 kilogram, 2.2 to 1 pound.
On a side tangent. So if you was come to Europe and they go, yo, 0 is freezing, 100 is boiling, why would you mess with that?
0 is freezing, 100 is boiling. Okay.
That's how we do Celsius. It's easy. So 30 Celsius is a warm day, 0 is freezing, 100 is boiling. Then Fahrenheit, you guys come in. What's the freezing point in Fahrenheit?
Freezing point in
was
Fahrenheit?
Was it 0 as well?
No, 32.
That makes no sense. You get that?
But do you get that I grew up and what you're telling me it makes no sense because I just grew up. 212 is the boiling point, 32 degrees.
So you use pounds, right, instead of kilograms?
Yes.
Do you know how heavy a liter of water is?
No.
A kilogram.
Well, okay. Yeah, see, I've never done it like that.
Bro, come to Europe. We can teach you temperature, volumes, although we're weird because then we do miles. You guys do kilometers, right?
No, we do miles. We do kilometers for like, they say that for,
for running.
A marathon.
Yeah. So then it looks like you've done more. Anyway, yeah, but Fahrenheit, and here's your fact today. Fahrenheit and Celsius both match each other at minus 44. Fact check me on that one. But yeah, there you go.
So the reason I'm mixing this is if you dump the xanthan gum right in here, it's just going to clump up and it's not going to mix in well. So I put everything in here. And as we're mixing this in here, we're just going to dump it in and mix it in here.
And I take it the first time you do this, it could be a bit labor intensive, but then soon you're going to be doing it with your eyes closed.
Yeah. And so what I typically like to do is almost like meal prep. I'll do 5 of these in a row and then I'll have them for the week. So after that, I just let it mix for like 90 seconds. Cause again, I want that erythritol to dissolve and I want everything to be balanced in here. So when I pour it in here, the xanthan gum holds everything in place, all the ingredients, but it takes a minute.
And is that part of this device?
No. This is separate. So this is like, you want to make C-level ice creams or A-level ice creams. I think this, and you can get one for like $20 if you don't get a KitchenAid brand. Like this device on its own brings your ice cream up 2 levels because it doesn't make all of the air pockets. Like there's a little bit of bubbles, but for the most part, this is thick cream.
I know.
You could see it already, how it's thicker than the milk was in here a minute ago. And then with that thing, it just creates a bunch of bubbles. It's a frother. It's literally called a frother.
Yeah.
So this just makes everything smooth. And I used to use the frother for the first like 15 recipes I did, but just like doing anything, over time you learn different tricks and techniques. So this has been a game changer for me. And I use this in recipes and everything too. So it's not even just, oh, I just bought this for ice cream.
It's mad that the thing that excites me about this video is if you look at most people's diets on a weekly basis, this is the point that they fall down. So it's like the easiest domino to prevent falling over. You're like, okay, cool. We're just going to address the dessert in the evening. Then suddenly people can look forward to the sweet tooth. They can look forward to it. They know they're getting some volume, some calories, something hedonic, because I'd say 90% of people binge from their diet after 8 p.m.
Yes. And that was, I could not eat all day and not be hungry, but it's something in my mind where no matter, they're like, oh, have a bigger breakfast. I've had huge breakfasts, but at the end of the day, I'm still hungry.
It's that emotional connection. Suddenly, work doesn't matter. Your bills don't matter. Your emails don't matter. Life doesn't matter. You're just on the sofa watching TV. And then suddenly you're like, hey, calories don't matter.
Yeah, I'm thinking, what's in the fridge? And my mind just takes me to the fridge every time. So that's done. Pour it in here. And you can kind of see, even the cinnamon, if you know cinnamon, if you've ever made French toast, cinnamon sticks in one place. You can see that the cinnamon's spread evenly throughout, and that's from the xanthan gum.
Nice.
Or else, if this sits in the fridge, by the time it freezes, a lot of it goes to the bottom of the pint, unless you're using something like xanthan gum.
And then are these just Ninja cups for freezing?
Yeah, so I'm a savage. I have like 15 pints ready. So I could pretty much make 2 weeks worth and have whatever I want in the freezer. One, because for recipes, sometimes I come out with 3 at a time. And so I need to be testing 3 recipes at a time. So sometimes I have 9, 3 of each flavor. So I need a lot. But even I tell people, buy at least 5 pints because they give you 1 pint or 2 pints. You're going to be making one every night and you're going to stop doing it. Whereas with 5 pints in the fridge, you're like, oh, once a week I spend 30 minutes and I make 5 pints, I'm good. So yeah, if we weren't talking, obviously this would go a lot faster.
I wonder if there's like a business where you could batch make pints in like an industrial machine, like food prep, and then send people their pints.
Yeah, I've tried like just using a big ass bowl and putting all the milk in there, and it just doesn't at least with the immersion blender, it doesn't work the same. So since I have so many pints, I always label mine. So I just put Cinnamon Toast Crunch and I throw it in the freezer. Oh, and what I also like to do is keep the top off because there's a lump that forms in the middle when it freezes. And this helps. Sometimes there is still a little bit of a lump, but it helps mitigate that a little bit if you just keep it off. So that's why all the ones in here don't have the lid on. It's the same thing. All of them in there. But see, there's a little bit of a hump, but sometimes it like goes, an inch high and it could break the machine. So that's the last thing we want. All right. So the question is, I have a mint chocolate chip or a chocolate chip cookie dough.
You're in charge. I like both.
Actually, yeah, let's do mint so I could show like the extract.
Yeah, cool. Let's do it.
All right, I just got to wash these off. So this is pretty much the same process when I'm testing. I just come here, wash these off, and then start another one again.
So if you're watching this at home, I hope you're watching carefully because we're going to stop buying ice cream and chocolate and we're going to start making these instead.
Yeah, if you do the math, if you save like the $3 to $4 per pint, and that thing's, a lot of times you can get it $99 to $150 at Sam's Club or like one of the warehouse places. But even if you pay $200 for that in 50 pints, it's paid for itself. And you've lost weight and it tastes better and all the other benefits. You know what I mean?
Declan, do you have low-calorie ice cream ever? You seen one of these before?
Does it go viral where you guys are at, like on TikTok and everything?
Because none of my friends have one of these. That's why I was keen to do the video.
Is Ninja popular? Like the brand?
They got the daddy of air fryers.
Okay. But is it popular on TikTok too for the Creamies?
I'm not in that algorithm.
No?
What's the process happening here?
So for this one, have you ever put chocolate in the fridge or the freezer and tried to eat it straight from the freezer?
Quite hard. Brittle.
Hard like a crayon. It's like quality of a crayon.
A crayon?
You know what a crayon is?
No.
It's not a pencil, a colored pencil, but
crayon,
yeah. Crayon is how you say it.
Is that like a bit of Chicago accent coming out?
Either Chicago or honestly, I don't know, United States, but maybe Chicago.
Hey, did you get a crayon?
All right, so we're doing a double boiling method where this is the easiest way to make melted chocolate because we don't want it to taste like a crayon. When it goes right into the ice cream, even though it's only mixed in for 1 minute, when it's sitting there for that 1 minute, it turns hard and you're eating it and it's literally like you're eating a crayon. So what we need to do is this makes, and yes, this is an extra step, but this makes about 6 recipes worth. So if you make the chocolate one time, which is just pouring the chocolate in and putting it on the...
So you don't want the chocolate to go hard in the ice cream?
No.
Interesting.
And I learned that over time too. I tried mini chocolate chips and that was the best way. So it wasn't too crayon-like, but this way it melts in your mouth with the ice cream.
Okay.
Whereas with the crayon, it's like hard and soft at the same time. It's a really weird texture.
See, like sometimes, you know, those chocolate sauces you get, I like them when they solidify.
Okay, so this is like the one where you buy it in the can. It says like melting chocolate and you just throw it in for 30 seconds and you could like dip your strawberries in it.
Okay.
This is what we're making, but homemade, homemade.
So that's just boiling water with a bowl on top.
Yeah, I'm going to simmer the water in about 10 minutes. By the time that I'm done doing this will be done. So we'll just get straight on back to making the creamy. And this is a very similar process, just a little bit different ingredients as far as amounts and the calories used, because we're going to go from 162 calories and 10 protein to 456 and 50 protein. And my big thing for my cookbook is that there's a lot of people that don't include the recipe picture. So this is what it should look like coming out.
Nice.
So I do edit the picture just to make it brighter, but I don't edit it to where it looks different. So this one's all milk. Again, it's going to make for a smoother texture using all milk versus almond milk, which is almost all water. And the reason I'm using both of these is because there's no 1% high protein milk at the store. So I'm trying to make my own 1% by mixing 2% and fat-free.
Do we have high protein milk in Australia?
Really?
We just have, I don't think so now.
That's crazy. Now there's 4 brands at HEB.
To be fair, America is ahead when it comes to any type of calories.
All right. Then vanilla extract again. I highly recommend vanilla extract too. Vanilla extract's in any vanilla-based ice cream recipe. And the vanilla extract has 100 different tasting compounds, but when they make the imitation vanilla, there's only one of the compounds. So you get way more variety of flavor of vanilla
in the extract.
From the extract, which is why it's more expensive.
We're both learning. You don't cook, do you? Are you a good cook? What do you cook? What's your main meal? It's like the time, man.
A good quiche.
He said this. He told me he goes camping all the time. And then I found out he goes once a year. Make a good quiche. Eggs, bacon. What do you do for the base?
Myself, it's got flour, butter.
Really?
So yeah, tastes better when you make it yourself.
I didn't. Do you know what quiche is? Do you call it
quiche? I know what quiche is, but I've never made quiche before.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely not a super popular.
Quiche is niche.
It is niche.
Oh, so you don't know what bangers and mash is?
I've heard of it, but I don't remember off the top.
Do you know what Yorkshire pudding is?
Yorkshire pudding? Yes and no. I've seen a picture of it.
So it's like a Yorkshire pudding, a tray of Yorkshire pudding with sausages in it. And then you cut it off. Did you ever have that growing up?
So it's not mashed potatoes.
No, bangers and mash is that.
It's sausage and
No. I'm trying
Yorkshire
to talk
pudding.
about, what's it called? Oh, fuck. I've just forgotten of the thing that I was supposed to say. Bangers and mash, the other English thing. Toad in the hole, that's it. So you never heard toad in the hole? Shut up.
So you know what pigs in a blanket are?
Oh, of course.
Okay. I didn't know if that's an American thing or what.
So toad in the hole is the other English one where you get Yorkshire pudding, one big one, and you put sausages in it.
The whole sausage?
Yeah.
I love it.
So you never had toad in the hole. So growing up, your mum would make toad in the hole, nice cold day, chop it up, you have it with some baked beans and mashed potato. So you got bangers and mash, then the next level up of British food is toad in the hole. As a kid, you come home from school, you're like, what's for dinner? Toad in the hole. You're like, yes. So yeah, they're just saying it.
Yeah, I haven't had
Maybe winning America back from the British on the 4th of July wasn't the best thing that happened to your country. Who knows? You got independence and freedom, but you lost toad in the hole.
All right. If you want to make a variety of flavors, you're going to have some extracts. Since I've made 1,000 Creamies at this point, I have a bunch of different extracts, but coffee extract is great to bring out more chocolate flavor. So I have that here.
Where did the Creamy come from?
Ninja Creami. It came from the PacoJet, which is a $4,000 device. It lost its patent. Ninja hopped on it, made it. And
called it the Ninja Creami.
People realized, even Ninja didn't know that this would be a low calorie. In the book, it said don't make low calorie stuff. But now they made the Swirl, which is the one that brings Swirl ice cream out of it. And they market it now as a low calorie ice cream machine.
You're not a fan?
No, it's fucking gigantic. I still have it. So you can get the other one for $100. Whereas this one is $350.
And you're not a fan of this. People online were going wild for it, right?
I'm not a fan just because of how big it is. And it doesn't really do anything different. I was really hoping that the mix-in setting, like the mix-in setting on this one crushes soft mix-ins. Like an Oreo, it becomes like dirt almost. And you can't really, I want that crunch. So I had to manipulate and test like 30 ways of putting Oreos in milk, freezing them, trying to put Oreos in the freezer by themselves. When they're hard, will they, you know?
Okay, yeah.
So I was hoping that this one, being 350, don't just give me a swirl function, make the mix-in setting better where you can do like half mix-in where it swirls a little bit slower. It doesn't swirl for as long, so it doesn't break down all of the mix-ins into nothing. It like literally pulverizes them. So there's no real add-on besides, oh, I can make a cone of ice cream.
And why can you make a cone of ice cream? And just because of the swirl factor?
Yes, and you technically can. I showed in my video where you could put it in a piping bag and you could swirl it. But at the same time, I go and I get scooped ice cream in a cone, and you could do that with the regular.
True. Or you could just do it with a spoon.
Exactly. And so there's the same settings, but like I said, now they made it a light ice cream setting specifically for light ice cream people. But Ninja didn't realize when they marketed this at first that it was going to blow up for low-calorie ice cream.
Have Ninja ever reached out to you?
Not me, no, but another, a close friend, they reached out to him.
Hey, Ninja, if you're watching this, fuck your ideas up, all right? Because you've already messed up once, don't mess up twice. This is your opportunity. He's open for business.
Yeah, I was really hoping that they would just upgrade a couple things and they would be perfect.
Come on, Ninja. You got complacent when you started doing air fryers.
All right, so I'll move this big ass thing out of the way.
Get it out of here. I don't want to see it. I want to set my eyes on it.
All right, so another example, cake batter makes great cake batter, birthday cake flavored ice cream. But the hard part is you got to test and see which one's which, because the mint extract that we're doing today for mint chocolate chip, you could use this one or this one. But if you put 11 drops of this one, it's going to taste like you have brushed your teeth with 5 times the strength of the toothpaste. Whereas if you put 11 drops of this one, it's the perfect amount. So it's with everything, if you don't follow the recipe exactly, you're going to have to test for yourself, and you might get 1 or 2 that you mess up. Ooh, that was too minty, or ooh, that needs more sugar or sweetener. But yeah, that's why it's so important to get different extracts or try and copy the recipe as close as you can when you're doing this.
And people wouldn't have to try this stuff out if they got your recipe book because you've done the work for them.
Exactly. So like one of the recipes I have is a cotton candy, and I bought 5 different extracts, and I was testing 5 different extracts, and then it would be too much, and then I have to do 5 more batches. So I did like 25, 30 batches of just cotton candy to figure out which one's the best. Yeah, me and my girlfriend were eating ice cream.
Come home, you're sat there on the sofa with like 10 tubs of ice cream. Babe, I'm working.
5 tubs, yeah. And she laughs at me every single time. But yeah, so this is so strong to the point where I bought droppers
so you don't mix it up,
because you can't put a half gram, you can't put whatever. You put 1, 2, 3 and you're done. You put any more, it tastes like I said, you're brushing your teeth.
Wow, this is all interesting stuff. That company, McCormick, I recruited for them once in the UK back in a previous life.
So
oh god, that does smell good. Get away for that in you. Cool. That is that birthday cake flavor.
Now, I don't know for you, but for me, when I taste white peppermint or mint chocolate chip ice cream, it doesn't do as much for me, and I'm not afraid of food coloring. So I add some food coloring because growing up, it was always...
So it's got to look a certain way to get the taste. That's what you mean?
It connects in my mind differently.
Yeah, okay.
Even if I taste them side by side, and I literally did this when I was testing this recipe, I put green in one, didn't put green in the other. I thought this one tasted better and more minty, even though all the other ingredients are the exact same. So for me, it's probably something because I grew up that way. But yeah.
Do you, I don't know if you had this growing up. Did you ever try green ketchup?
Green ketchup, no.
So you have like Heinz ketchup, right?
I remember when I think they came out with like blue, green.
So it was the biggest head fuck ever. So
yeah, see, I remember that. I do remember all the commercials.
So it was literally green ketchup way before your time. And you would dip a chip in it, and it tasted exactly the same, but it was green, so you couldn't enjoy it. But some tomatoes are green, aren't they?
Yeah, it completely changes. It's so weird how your senses are so used to the red that you're like, man, this tastes like shit, even though it's the exact same ingredient.
That's interesting you said that about the coloring.
All right, now this one does have protein. The important thing is that you have protein that tastes good, whether that's Gorilla or it has to be a whey protein. If you use a whey casein, it makes it too thick. It's almost like cottage cheese thick at that point. So you have to find your own whey protein that tastes good. Luckily for this one, you can have a bad tasting protein and the peppermint will actually cover up bad tasting protein. But in almost every other recipe besides like the strong flavor of like a mint, you need a good tasting protein or else you're just screwing the pooch.
Big up Gorilla, today's sponsor. I'll send Derek the bill.
Yeah, this has been excellent.
Legit, is it a good protein, is it? You would say that. Sponsored athletes.
Now, it can be better. Like I'm trying, I might make my own. So I've been buying vanillas to try and see.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's something I haven't told Derek. Or
okay, maybe don't put that on the edit.
Yeah.
No, put it in there. Pay the man more. where he's making his own.
Yeah, I know it's it doesn't make much money. It's what, the loss leader or whatever they call it. But
it'd be very interesting to test protein. Do you follow Ryan Humiston?
yes.
He pretty much tested loads of supplements, not gorilla supplements, but a lot of them just don't have what they say, or as much in as they say.
Oh, he did a similar video to you, right? A few weeks ago, but not about creatine, about other shit. Yeah. So this is another thing that's important too. Like, I don't want this to taste like protein. Even though the protein needs to taste good, I don't want it to have like an aftertaste of protein. So some of these you can get away with a full scoop. Some you can only put a half scoop. So it's, again, one of those things that, okay, this ingredient amount is good, but now how much of this should I use so it doesn't taste like protein? So even like, I went from 17 grams of protein to 14, and it literally changed. Okay, I can't taste it anymore with those 3 grams less, but now the protein's still like the peak that it can be without tasting like protein. And then we got our erythritol again. Now this time, instead of 50 grams,
It does look quite voluminous for a sweetener.
I'm only using 20. Does it?
Yeah, like sometimes you get like a really small, bit of sweetener. Is it because it needs to be dispersed amongst it?
Yeah, I've always had granulated. Like, I know that they make the powder version, but all they do is put it in like a blender and make it into powder. But allulose is supposed to act the most like sugar, apparently, when baking and everything. I just haven't had the best luck with it. I'm going to go back to testing it again and do like a video on it for the cookbook. But as far as my old testing, I thought that erythritol tasted the best.
Most people, when they have sweeteners, they will eat like a Quest bar. And it won't be the sweetener that gives them stomach upset. It'll be like sugar alcohols or something else, but they blame the sweeteners. So if you have anything that makes your gut a bit like, they straight away just always accuse the sweetener.
And even sometimes protein for people upsets their stomach.
Yeah, me. So if I have it with oats, I'm fine. But if I have it on its own, if I have just a protein shake on its own, usually I double scoop. So I get like, 40, 45 grams protein. And that to me gives me a little bit of...
Yeah, see, so it could be really anything. It's the same thing with the Gorilla pre-workout has creatine. So people are like, oh, my stomach hurts. And is it the creatine? Is it...
other things, yeah.
Yeah, like there's 14 ingredients. Like, I don't know which one is which. So we did the same thing. This one only has a 0.5 gram of salt and a 0.5 gram of xanthan gum. And it's, again, something that I play with over time and see what works best for that specific recipe. So same process, just mixing it together. Now this one takes a little bit longer to mix in because of the protein, but this is almost melting. This one,
I forgot about that. It smells good. The system.
Yeah, it's so easy. So yeah, it just takes a little bit longer to mix in.
How did you get into, obviously you had your own weight loss journey, but how did you decide to write, cool, I'm going to start putting this on YouTube?
Well, I started doing stuff because I'm an exercise phys major. And so I started doing stuff about diabetes and losing weight and just like more educational, almost like college-based content. And I wasn't getting views and I was being way too, college format, boring as hell. And I made a recipe and it did pretty well. And then I did a full day of eating protein ice creams because Greg said, I challenge anyone to try and eat 5 protein ice creams in one day. And it was in the blender before there was a Creamy. So I made a video eating 5 protein ice creams and got 1,000 views for me, which I had like 100 subscribers, 1,000 views in the first day. He sent me a DM saying, oh, great video, blah, blah, blah. So I was so encouraged. And then in the comment section, people were like, hey, what were the recipes for what you did? Because I was making my own. I was just going off the cuff. Like, what were the recipes? So I started posting the blender ice creams and they were getting thousands of views. So I kind of just found
your way into it. Most people, they end up starting in one place and then doing another thing.
And I was making kind of sort of full days of eating. I would try and teach something. And then I would make an omelet, chicken sausage, egg white omelet, chicken sausage. I would make little meals, but it was very simple and basic stuff. And that would get me some views, but it was when I put Greg Doucette's name in the title and protein ice cream that really started building momentum.
First time I saw his video, I was like, what the hell with this guy? But then when you watch him for a while and you see him in his offline mode, you realize he's a good guy. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's obviously got his character he portrays on social media, but you can tell, I really like seeing podcast Greg, which is chill. He's he cares about people that are abusing their bodies and stuff.
It seemed like people said the same thing about you when you used to make all your older videos. And then they saw you on the podcast. Yeah, this is James Smith. What?
Yeah, I just needed to be a bella because Instagram used to be 59 seconds. Remember that? So when you only have 59 seconds, you have to be abrasive, facetious. Now, when you gave me 3 minutes, when they changed to that, I could start slowing down a bit. Yeah. Nuance, arguments, whatever. And also, I didn't really understand anything about content creation. I didn't know what a hook was. I didn't know what a setup was or a payoff. I didn't understand.
But you were naturally doing it because you hooked the viewer in right away.
But then all my videos in the beginning were very much when it comes to fat loss, make sure. Then one video I'd be like, oh, this fucking prick. And then I'm like, whoa, why did I just get 10 times the views starting a video calling someone a prick? But then rather than thinking, oh, I just used a hook, I was like, right, let's call everyone pricks. So it's a bit of a rough start to content. But yeah, that first 100K, you got to do whatever it takes to get there. Similar to yourself, right?
I fed more off of people's names at the start. I would review other people's recipes that were more popular than me. But I got pretty lucky because right away, people were like, these are high quality recipes. And people were sharing my stuff because I was small, saying he deserves more followers, blah, 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 blah. So it was kind of a balance. And now I rarely use other people's
social hacking
names. Yeah. I just look up good titles. And
when I started the business channel, it was funny because people were like, oh, bro, you deserve to have so many more subs. Subbing you to support your journey. So I had like 300 subs. Little did they know there was millions on other platform. They still commented back saying, I appreciate it. This looks good. This looks fire.
Yeah, this one is definitely better, but it's also 3 times the calories. So what we're going to do in making this is I'm going to start you off on the 150 calorie one and then take you to the 450 because I don't want you to go from one to the next and be like, oh, this wasn't good. You're going to be like, oh, this was good. This was fucking great.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
It's even settled nicely. You've even hit that line perfect. Guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and sometimes I will go up too far with the immersion blender and there will be some bubbles in there and I'll go above, but it's foam. So it's not going to hurt the creamy if you go above with just foam.
The cream king.
That's what they call me. I love making innuendos with that.
I'm with my friend. He makes thousands of Ninja Creamy recipes. I'm thinking of giving him a funny nickname. Could you give me 100? I will start you off. The Cream King. Thank you.
All right. Oh, I see. I keep forgetting because I'm not as focused, but we keep the lid off. Same thing.
Creamzilla, Whippy Goldberg,
Whippy Goldberg,
the Churninator, Sorbet Supreme, Pint Daddy.
Pint Daddy's good. Yeah. Some people call me the Pizza Poppy too, so it's kind of similar thing.
Cream of Thrones.
That makes sense though, if you love Game of Thrones.
The Creaminator 9000, Frosty the Broman.
This is just peanut oil. You can use avocado oil, whatever. But this is what's going to mix in with the chocolate and it's going to help keep it. So right now, the melting point, I think is like your body temperature. It's like 98 degrees. Don't quote me on that. But once you add oil into it in different amounts, like if you add too much oil, it'll be way too low. You touch it and melts instantly. But this drops it like, I think like 10 or 15 degrees, the melting point. So it's going to help melt in your mouth. That's the only point of the oil. And that's what they do when they put it in like melting chocolate or whatever you buy off the shelf.
Fondue? Fondue, is that the word?
Fondue, same thing. Yep. Same thing. So yeah, I don't want to touch that with my hands. So like I said, by the time that you're done with the ice cream, you can now do the chocolate and we're just going to pour it in and we want to mix it in until it's smooth.
So would you put it back on the heat?
I think
you start stirring.
Usually I would do it on the heat.
Oh no, that's what I was looking for. That looks good.
But I just, for the video purposes and it's dark over there, I'm just going to do it right here. But yeah, so it's instantly melted and it pretty much right away mixes in.
So this could be an easy date option for any men out there that don't want to have to navigate the oven. All you need is a Ninja Creamy, little hot top.
Yeah, you could definitely impress with this.
If you're on a second or a third date, bro, bring her around for creamy and chill. To give her the
creamy and cream.
Creamy and cream, yeah.
Creamy and chill. My girl loves pistachio ice cream, but there's only like 4 different kinds here. Like we went to Italy and she loves the ones there, but the ones here in store, even the high calorie version, she doesn't like too much. And my pistachio ice cream, she likes more, and it's like half the calories.
So you've locked her in for life now.
Yeah. So you could definitely impress your girl if she's an ice cream fan, and who really isn't an ice cream fan?
Yeah, that's true. She's going nowhere.
Exactly. So last part of this is we want to put this in the freezer so everything hardens.
You've done so much navigating in the kitchen. She's just aliens in you.
Yeah. And I was, like I said, all I could cook before was an omelet, chicken sausage. Like I was very, very basic with my knowledge. So everything that I've learned over the last 4 or 5 years is just from testing.
So are you going to put the chocolate in that now?
Yes.
And is the crumpling to give it some shape or?
No, just so the parchment paper stays in place. Because it'll roll up on its own from it sitting in that box for so long. And because of the video, I'm not going to get every single drop in here, but I'll get the idea.
There'll be some people watching out there that are a little bit like me that'll be like, oh, mate, this looks like a bit of effort. This could just have the extra calories.
Yeah, and you could buy chocolate in the bag and use it, but I think if you make this once, you'll realize, wow, this is so much better. There's so many people that commented on my video for this that said, wow, I've been looking for a chocolate hack because the chocolate tastes so hard and bitter when you just put the store-bought stuff in there. So you could make this as thick as you want. I like to get it thin like a real mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Is your audience mainly made up of like middle-aged women, or is it pretty?
That's almost all men.
Really?
It's like 86% men.
Because they want the outcome of the weight loss and the sustained weight loss through the food choices, do you reckon?
I make it as easy as possible. So like a lot of the stuff you either just put into a food processor or you put into the pint. Yes, you have to have the extra. Oh, I got chocolate on here. You have to have the extra immersion blender, or you have to have an extra piece of equipment, but it makes the process so easy. So I try and cater to men that are beginning, because this is what I would want if I was 5 years ago to now.
I feel like the art form of putting time and effort into food is diminishing generation on generation. Like for my parents, or my mum especially, cooking was like a big deal. But then I definitely inherited my dad's traits of, I could cook a nice meal, or I'll just have a bit of bread, plain, tear the baguette.
Cheese on toast.
Yeah. And then Tay, my partner, she's very good at cooking. But then sometimes I'll look at her. Kian would have been a bit of a nightmare all day. We barely slept. And I'll just be like, let's get a takeaway. Well, we've got a Mexican near us. It's called Gringas, and they do these spicy chicken bites. And the tacos are so big, you can only have one. And if you make
They're like a burrito-sized taco?
They're like, yeah, they're big. And then there's like a fish gringa, you make it a gringa and it has melted cheese all over it. But it's like a burrito-sized wrap. Yeah. And I should look at her sometimes at 6 p.m. I go, let's get a gringa. Let's get a gringa, babe. I'm the enabler. I'm the problem.
So we're going to start with the Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, I'm excited. I'm getting hungry. I'm getting a bit hungry. I can see you, Declan. You're thinking, oh, yeah, I want to get a little taste of that.
All right. So the blade doesn't want to go. They make it so the blade doesn't go and hits the plastic to get in there. Like
so that is part of this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So this does go straight into here. That's how like it stays in place.
Okay. Yep. Cool.
But the blade is only this wide. So there's a little bit of space along the edge. And the problem is when you're eating, you're going like this and the outside's going to be all icy. So I can't completely mitigate that. But what I do is I run it under hot water so it softens up the side. So as you're eating it,
it mixes in it.
Yes. And it melts it a little bit on the outside.
Do they need to make a bigger blade?
I think if you run into problems, because if the blade gets off path, like with the bump that I was talking about earlier, it'll go into the plastic and people bitch and they're like, oh, I'm eating plastic now. And you know how everyone is with plastic at this point. So
it's got BPAs.
Exactly. Hormone disruptors. And so yeah, I literally just set a 1 minute timer and I wash off the outside. You could also wait, like take it out of the fridge, wait like 10 minutes.
Get the hot water on it.
I'd rather just use some hot water and get right to it.
This is cool. And then when we start doing the creamy, I reckon we go for like a preview hook where we just take things. Every time you get to like a meaningful good part of the edit, fung it into the intro. So then people can click the packaging. Maybe it's still me and you both did the ice creams. The title can be flexible and we'll test them. Because then I can social hack your face to try and attract your audience. I found the Cream King in Austin.
Yeah, I would do it. If you do something like that, I would do it similar to how I did my 8 things I wish I knew about the Creamy before I bought it. That has like 500,000 views. And I just put me with like this and I pointed at the thing and I said, made 300 pints. And it's literally getting still to this day, 2 years later, like 2,000 views every 48 hours.
That's cool.
So yeah. There's such a big Creamy audience that it might take a month for the algorithm to find the people, but I think you'll get a good amount of views on it.
We don't mind, do we, Declan?
All right, take the top off, put that in there. Since I am a professional creamer, I have 3 lids from testing all these different recipes, but you only need 1 lid that it comes with, and water gets trapped on the inside. So in the video that I speak of, I also tell you to make sure you're cleaning the inside because mold can get trapped in here. Ice cream gets trapped in here. And so you have to make sure after you're done eating that you clean out the lid. It only takes a minute, but yeah, I didn't know that. And there was mold and my whole kitchen smelled like like mold. And I smelled around and I smelled the lid. I was like, oh my God, so bad. Threw it out and got this one. But basic water cleaning is easy for this. Now, usually this will already be ready to go. So you just load in the pint, you put in the top, and you lock it into place here. I'm going to have to bring it over a little bit. And this is another thing, like you would think that you would use the light ice cream setting for every single recipe, but it doesn't work like that. So I usually go through at least 2 or 3 settings. Once the actual recipe is done, I go through 2 or 3 settings to see which one should I use, because each setting just means how fast the blade spins. So for this one, you would think it's light ice cream, but I'm pretty sure, and again, I use my cookbook every day. I have to go back and look because each time the setting is different. It is ice cream. So it's regular ice cream this go around, because with mix-ins and stuff, it's going to help break the cream down more and get it more creamified. Whereas if there wasn't a mix-in, maybe I would use the light ice cream setting. But with each variable, it's a different thing.
This is an art, man. I just thought it was just whip a few things in.
It looks like that on online. So regular ice cream. Usually while that's spinning, I'll already weigh this out, but we want to weigh out the mix-ins, which is obviously Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And we got 10 grams. For this one, I have to load it right back up for another respin. So I don't even look at anything. I'll load it back up and respin it.
What does that do? Just gets the consistency.
Yeah, so right now it's pretty powdery. I guess I should have showed you it after the first one. I could do it for the second one we make. But yeah, it's pretty powdery. And then it starts turning the powder into ice cream form. And the more water or like the less calories you use, essentially, the more powdery it is and the more you need to respin it.
What do you sprinkle it on?
So no, we need to put it on the inside. Now, I like to save a couple grams on the side
for that last final photo.
For topping, but you could even see in here right now, it's not fully ice cream. It's almost there, but there's still some little bits here.
Okay.
And you'll see the difference once we actually do this. But I usually just grab a paper plate because I got to scoop some ice cream out to get the mix-ins in. So I just take it out of the middle and you could see
it's quite powdery.
It's ice cream like here. But then in the middle, like you said, it's still powdery. So you got to find that balance. And once we put all the mix-ins in, these are warm and you combine with another mix-in setting, it's going to all become ice cream instead of only partially ice cream. And I guess we give a shit about it being messy right now. So one more mix-in and we'll be good to go.
I'm excited. You guys in Texas don't give a fuck about polystyrene. Like, you wouldn't see that in Australia. Like, when you see the polystyrene cups and stuff, I haven't felt polystyrene in years. Like, Texas, they're like, we got a landfill, man. We'll just dig a hole. Stick it in the hole, man.
Exactly. Now, I'm going to give a little tip here, at least for the American people, but I want to wait for this to stop because it's so loud. All right, let's check it out. And when it sticks like that, you know it's good. So, I mean, you could just take a look.
Yeah, she's looking good.
That's pretty much perfect ice cream consistency. Some people go a little bit overboard and they go for more soft serve consistency, but I want like scoop. You went to the ice cream store and it's scooping it out type of thicker consistency. Many people will just eat this straight out of the pint, but I like cones, and there's these cones that they make, 5 calories each. Now they're small, don't get me wrong, but if you're on a calorie budget, you can literally have a couple of these cones, 3 of them. You can put a scoop on each one and have a nice little cute cone for 5 calories each. My friend who actually talks with Ninja, who I told you talks with Ninja, he's the one that showed me these 5 calorie cones. I didn't even know they existed.
That sounds good. What are these ones?
These ones are just a regular sugar cone, 50 calories, but worth it. Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Okay. So you go in here, you get a scoop out. You know what I mean?
That's looking good.
You can't really make ice cream look much better than it does right here. As far as like, this looks like ice cream.
It's almost as if you've done this hundreds of times before. All right. Can I give it a go?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I'm getting the crunch in it.
And usually I would put some more on top too. So you would get pretty much double crunch. Crunch going in and then crunch as you're chewing.
Oh, it's still super cold. Like, considering when you ran the hot tap over it, I was like, oh, I wonder if it warms up a bit. Now, it's so different to low-calorie ice cream because the consistency is so much more like normal ice cream.
You want to try that one?
That tastes exactly the same as I was going to be buying in the store.
It's lighter.
But it's still got that thickness like regular ice.
I think I'm going to get brain freeze. So
that's a tough question. It depends on the day. You know, it's like, what do you want for dinner? Do I want pizza? Do I want a sandwich? Do I want lasagna or pasta? For me, I'm most proud of the cookies and cream because it took me so many attempts to make the Oreo actually taste like a soft Oreo and ice cream and not like a crunchy Oreo or mess up the texture of it. So the cookies and cream is probably my favorite.
So I've never had any of these before. Never had an Ninja cream or anything. It's so cool because it's ice cream, but it's light. It feels really light. Feels not like you wouldn't have on top of that and feel guilty.
No, you finish it and you feel like, okay, now I've had my dessert and I'm good for the night. You know what I mean? Yeah. And usually I put, 2 or 3 scoops on one, and you can normally get like 4 or 5 scoops out of every pint. Or like I said, just eat it straight out of the pint.
There's so much left. How many calories?
160.
That's mental. Because I could easily finish that whole thing.
Including those?
Including the mixing, yeah.
And then that 50.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at 200. So that's less than a protein bar.
Less than a protein bar, less protein too, but
I'll often have a protein bar, not for the protein, but because I want to have a snack when I satisfy the sweet tooth. Can I take a spoon to it as well?
Yeah, of course. I want you to remember what this texture is like and then what the mint one's going to be like.
So you also mentioned there was different levels. So you've got some that are a bit lighter, some that are higher in calories.
The sorbets I have are my lowest calorie, which is 100, but I have for ice creams between 150 and 500, depending on your goals, how much protein you need, because some of the 500 calorie ones have 60 grams of protein. So if you need to get in that 60 grams at the end of the night, you can have that. Some people told me they eat this for dinner. They're like, I had no time to make anything. I just threw an ice cream in there and I was able to get in 60 grams of protein and go to bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fine. I would say After Creamy 1, I've got 1 foot in. I'm thinking, do you know what? That's not going to look so bad on the kitchen counter. I'm going to train Tay up in how to make Ninja Creamies. But at the same time, I could leave Austin and get a little bit distracted, and suddenly this is something that never happens. So what have you got for me? Creamy number 2.
Creamy number 2 is going to be the mint chocolate chip. I think that one's the one that's not frozen. Do you see what I was talking about with the foam? So the only actually solid brick of ice is only half of it. So even with the immersion blender, you create some foam, but this is not going to break the Ninja Creamy, even if it's above the line.
Okay, cool.
But same thing, every pint, no matter which flavor, sorbet, ice cream, we're going to wash it off.
Little 1 minute. And I was surprised by how cold the last one was.
I'm glad I tried a couple bites of that one, because I'm able to, I was like, it looked thicker than what it was when I was biting into it. It was light. You're going to notice that with the extra fat and the milk, this one's going to be a lot more.
Excited for the extra calories, aren't we, Dad?
A lot more thick.
Would you make 1,000-calorie Creamy?
I would. I've made one that's like 550 with the pistachio, and to me, it's worth it because all the other pistachios have 1,000, so you're still saving 50%.
True. Okay.
And it's real pistachio. Like I make fresh pistachio paste for the Creamy.
I just wonder if there could be like 1,000-calorie bulk Creamy with 50 grams of protein.
Yes, and it wouldn't even with all those calories.
You can make it for. Have you heard of a guy in the UK called Jackster?
Yes.
The skinny guy is like, he's in the gym, taking peptides, doing everything, but the guy just needs to eat.
He's the guy that did all those stuff with OnlyFans, right? Yeah.
What? You're joking.
Well, he did a bunch of collabs at least with OnlyFans. I don't know if he actually made sexual content with them.
I've never seen anyone take 4 bites of a chicken nugget. I think it's like MK677 or something. The crazy thing is, that guy's just got such a small appetite. You just got to accept it that bodybuilding is not congruent with miniature appetite.
Well, that's why MK makes you hungrier, right?
Is it working? But for
I
him,
can never take MK. I'm already would be fat.
Yeah, for him, I just pick a new hobby, bro. Get into running. Get into running half marathons. Jack Fit. Become a chef. Do something. But being hench is for us big boys that eat a lot. It's for us boys that have to create careers out of preventing ourselves overeating. Look at this. Nick here, he's built a life for himself because he can't stop eating. He had to change the way he eats and change the way that thousands of people eat just to pay the bills.
Yeah, for me, this is the best diet, but I understand some people wouldn't like this type of eating, even though it's not like, it's whatever you want. Like you could be a carnivore on this diet if it fits your macros. So it's like, this diet isn't restrictive, but I think that's why this is the best, because you can still include some gummy worms or ice cream or whatever you want into the diet. It's not restrictive whatsoever, but I understand if people don't jive with this type of diet either. You know what I mean?
I'm excited for this one because at the moment, it's not looking too good. It's not looking good, bro.
You're excited because it's not looking good.
Joe, I think the calories from the last one have got me perked up a bit. I was a little bit tired before.
All right. Last one was the ice cream setting. This one is the sorbet setting, even though it's not technically a sorbet. This one's going to be a little bit louder too, you'll notice.
All right, what's going on?
Yeah, before this melts. So this is what the chocolate looks like after you throw it in the freezer. I would typically just chop this up and then put it in a plastic bag, which you'll see right now. And you could only take this out right before you're putting it in, because once you start touching it, it's going to melt on your hands. So I'll get that on the scale. I'll get this off of here. And same thing with the other one. For the mix-ins, we want to scoop out the middle. But see how after one spin, this one's pretty much done?
Yeah.
But since we're putting a cold mix-in in, it's not going to get as thin, because the more you mix it, the more airy it gets, more like soft serve, and then it becomes too much air. So this one's not going to get too airy because of the coldness from the chocolate. And then I just literally pour it right in and don't even touch the chocolate, because once you start touching it, it's going to get everywhere.
Yeah, then you start eating it.
But yeah, I like different size chunks. So I try and go little chunks, big chunks. I'll just put this little bit of ice cream back in here, and we'll put it right back in.
I'm excited
for the mix-in.
Getting excited as well.
Yeah, this is like one of my favorite flavors, top 3. Mint chip where you are, is it green?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Okay. There's one brand here, Breyers or Edie's, that makes white mint chip. And yeah, for me, it was a regular calorie one, but for some reason they made it white, and I bought it once and I never bought it again. So, all right, to change it up, we'll do a waffle cone here.
Gotcha. This is technically work, babe. I'm working, right? She's at home with a crying baby. I'm like, look, I'm working. I'm testing ice creams. I'm in Austin. I'm busy. Nah, please don't put that in the edit, please. Oh, these waffle cones are the best.
Yeah, I love waffle cones, and it's the same, since they're thinner, it's the same calories as the sugar cones. So again,
that looks good. Not so much stick on the lid there. But...
Not so much stick, no. But you'll see the difference in thickness here. This is like more rich, I would call it. I would say it's a little less sweet, only because of the mint. So there's the same amount of sweetness in it, but the mint
very much
takes away from it.
Great smell to it. Good weight. It's quite like gelato. It's like a bit more, tastes more premium.
Funny like more.
Or it could be this one because I've just got a bit of chocolate chunk in it. It's got a bit more of a body to it. If you were to serve that to me like at a gelato place, I'd be like, oh, it's beautiful. It's light. I wouldn't go, that's low calorie.
That's always my goal with these like 400 to 500 calorie ones. I want you to think that if I gave this to your girlfriend or whatever, your son, even kids are the best because kids are going to tell you the truth. When if you give it to a kid and they like it, then you know that you've got a good recipe. Yeah, I expected the higher calorie one to be the favorite, but the other one is still very passable. It's ice cream and it's only 150 calories. So it's like, what level do you want to be at? Do you want like almost an exact copy or do you want like 70, 75%, but you want to lose that extra weight or whatever?
This is actually so nice and filling. Look into that. And then I don't think does it justice. It's genuinely like ice cream. It's like, I'm shocked.
My goal is to try and get those chocolate bits or any mix-ins like in every bite too. So you don't have a bite with just ice cream.
So the whole thing, 500 calories.
450, yeah.
So if you were to share this with your partner, you could either have protein bar each before bed or half of that.
And it's an easy decision from there. Costs less than 2 protein bars cost too.
How much for that roughly?
I would say max that's $2, but that's probably more like $1.30 to $1.50 for that pint of ice cream right there.
It'd be so interesting to do the maths on year 1, how much it all costs you per tub. Year 2, year 3, if you had to have 3 or 4 a week.
Oh no, that has a scoop of protein. So it's probably more like $2 or $2.25 because of the scoop of protein. But it's also 60 grams of protein. So it's 3 protein bars worth of,
oh shit.
That was 50. So it's 2.5. But you get my point. Like it's more than 2 protein bars to get 2.5. And the cookie dough that I was going to make for you guys has 60 grams of protein. So, and same thing, 500 calories.
That's so good. Are you making cookie dough?
I have it. You want me to make it? I could run that back too, if you guys are down.
We'll try cookie dough? We'll do it.
All right, let's run this shit. Hopefully in a waffle cone, just so there's different types of pictures, you know what I mean? I can't believe a lot of people bitch that their thing breaks. I've had the same Creamy for all 1,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the whole time. All right, real quick, this is protein cookie dough. So I made this. This takes about 10 minutes to make. It's one of the classic recipes on my channel.
How'd you make protein cookie dough?
You put dry ingredients in one, you put wet ingredients in the other, you dump the wet ingredients in, you mix it together, and it's done.
What are the ingredients? Just quick.
Flour, protein powder, salt, egg, and butter. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
chocolate chips.
Yeah, nice.
So I had to redo the cookie dough recipe for the ice cream because it was thinner, and this thickness that we have here is going to help disperse it evenly throughout and still have like little chunks. Whereas, like I said earlier, the paddle will break it down too much if it's just straight cream, and it'll mix into the cookie dough. Well, it tastes like cookie dough ice cream, but you won't get those chunks of cookie dough, which is exactly what I'm looking for. And again, when you make the cookie dough, you see how much is still left, and I already used it twice. So there's like 6 servings worth of cookie dough if you make it once. So we got a scoop here. Let's see what we got.
Oh, that's good stick. Oh, God, yeah. So if someone wants to get full access to all these recipes, there'll be a link in the description. Do you know your price point?
I think I'm going to start it at 40, but the pre-order is going to be like 25.
Lovely. So depending if it says pre-order or order in the description, you'll know what to do. We'll keep it flexible.
Yeah, I'm going to put like 50/40, 20% off always.
Like that.
You know, but yeah, you're going to get a way better deal if you get the pre-order.
And how many different recipes are in that?
In the
Creamy.
The Creamy one's going to be right around 50 when I release it. I'm hoping to have 50. And then it's just going to keep growing. So any updates that I make in it and add more ice creams, because I'm going to keep making ice creams for the channel, it's going to be added to the cookbook. So it's going to keep growing as time goes on.
Yeah, that's it. Cool. Less than $1 a recipe. You're saving money. I'm not on commission, by the way. I just like to promote people's stuff. Get that money. And then you can open Nick's Ice Cream on South Congress. Get your little store.
I always wanted to open a pizza shop, to be honest with you.
And each pizza comes with a free ice cream. Okay, this does look good. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Well, the cookie dough is good. Some people are going to be saying, how can you bite into ice cream?
Yeah, I love the soft cookie dough texture.
I think mint still could be my favorite. I think mint could be the winner. The dough's nice, but doesn't give you the same crunch that you get with mint chocolate.
There we go. Dough's sticking to the scooper.
Calories in this one?
This one is 499, 58 protein. So it's right in that same range.
You'd want to mix it up, I think, a lot as well. And that's the problem with Halo Top and a lot of these companies. There'll be 5 flavors, of which you like 3. Then you'll overeat the same flavors, and you can't get any variations on them. So then you get bored of them, then you go back to your old ways.
Yeah, and this one's so flexible. Like, you could take a lot of mine, and if you like one cereal, but you like other cereals too, you could just swap the cereal for a different flavor. You know what I mean? So if you don't want Oreos, you could put Cocoa Pebbles or whatever you want, and you don't need to really change anything about the recipe besides the mix-in. Yeah, you can make endless amounts of different variations. Let's see how this one sticks too.
I still think I'm going to restuff my kind.
Yeah.
You enjoying that one? Thumbs up, thumbs down. So what can seem like a fancy stirring machine is in fact a means of enjoying ice cream.
Always.
without breaking the calorie bank. It's a social occasion shared with friends, something to bring the family together. Pleasure without guilt. It's all right. You enjoy your ice cream, Declan. So as you can see here, 3 recipes done, dusted. Everyone's having a good time. This could be you with your friends. Has this convinced you to go out and get a Creamy? I don't know.
Has it convinced you to go and get a Creamy?
Yeah, I think Taylor will be getting one for Christmas. That's for sure. Should we get a nice cookbook with it with 50 recipes in? We're going to finish off polishing off the rest of this tub. I'm going to put a tag to Nick's channel in the description. The recipe book, there'll be an offer to it. And I'll make sure Declan gets fed after this, as usual. Hope you enjoyed. Nick, thank you very much for having us.
As always, anytime.